Hello YouTube fans, this is TheSkullKlown. I'm here to talk about, obviously you can tell from the title, all turn-based RPGs dead. No! I'm saying that right now. No, they're not. And if anyone tries to promote that shit, tell them to fuck off. Tell them to fuck off. What, you think every turn-based game is the same? You think Dragon Quest is literally looking at Final Fantasy and it's like, oh, we can copy that? No. Final Fantasy looked at Dragon Quest and they're like, we can copy that. So for anyone that hates Dragon Quest, you hate Final Fantasy. This goes to people that hate turn-based in general. Okay? There's a fan base out there that loves turn-based and you're trying to fucking goddamn kill it. Fuck you. Fuck you. And then Square Enix wants to cater to these stupid motherfuckers and then tell you and lie to you in your fucking face saying that we can't make an open world turn-based RPG. So what the fuck was Final Fantasy 15 about? What was Final Fantasy 15 was? Final Fantasy 15 was an open world. So let me get this straight. You can't make a open world turn-based RPG, but you can make an open world action RPG? Where does the line cross? Where is it? Where the fuck is it? No, where the fuck is it? No, seriously, where is it? If Square Enix doesn't want to do open world games anymore and you're fucking sucking its dick and saying that, yeah, let's do it, then Rockstar should not make GTA 6 open world. No, shut up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up, because you don't want an open world game in your Final Fantasy, so let's have it with Rockstar. Let's have it with Rockstar, right? Better than that, let's change the whole dynamic of the shooting completely. Let's make it Call of Duty. Why not? Why not? Why fucking not, right? I bet some idiot will be like, that's what you are. Yeah, Square Enix, no open world, no turn-based, So what's Final Fantasy IX Remake going to be, huh? What's Final Fantasy IX Remake going to be? I already discussed this shit. What's Final Fantasy IX going to be? Action, shut the fuck up. What's it going to be? Action, shut the fuck up. What's it going to be? Action, shut the fuck up. You don't know what Final Fantasy is. Shut the fuck up. Go to the fucking goddamn corner like a little bitch that you are. And then come back and play the classic Final Fantasies and come back to me. Oh, you don't want to play it? Because, you have to wait? Or you have things on screen that confuses you? Well, too fucking bad. Guess what? You're not supposed to play RPGs to begin with. You're not supposed to play turn-based RPGs to begin with. So why are you trying to go to a series that's not for you? Why are you trying to go to a franchise, a type of gameplay style that's not for you? That's like me going to Call of Duty and complaining, oh, it's not turn-based. Does that make sense? It's Call of Duty. Of course it's not going to be like that. And I know that shit. So don't look at Final Fantasy and be like, yes, just make it action RPG. That's the only way it is. That's the way of the future. Who says that? What kind of mind shit is that? And I'm going to put a fucking video on here so you guys can fucking listen in the background. This is from, hold on. This is from Super, Deck RPGs. So I'm putting this on. I might put this motherfucker on too. What's his name? Yakum. You know what? I don't give a fuck what his name is. How about this? I'll just sound it out because I can't fucking pronounce these YouTubers' name. I might look at his video. Might. Let's see. YAKKOCMN. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, okay. Hold on. I just want to look for something, too. See, there's even a video. It came out 6 months ago. It literally says how to improve turn-based combat. Exactly. But people that hate turn-based RPGs will never consider that. Why? Because they hate turn-based RPGs. Just admit it. You hate turn-based RPGs. So why are you going to franchises like Dragon Quest and being like, we should have an action RPG and stick with it forever? What the fuck's wrong with you? What the fuck's wrong with you? Let me tell you a little bit of history of Dragon Quest real quick. Dragon Quest IX was going to be an action RPG. And guess what? It didn't become that way. Why? Because everyone freaked the fuck out. Everyone literally told Square Enix, what the fuck is wrong with you? No. Dragon Quest is not like that. Stop trying to make it into Final fucking piece of shit fantasy. And guess what? They listened to the fans and they didn't do it. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. Because if you don't get it, then you don't understand turn-based RPGs, and you don't understand the legacy of turn-based RPGs, and you don't understand the legacy of how Dragon Quest is in Japan. If you don't get this shit. If you don't get this shit, then get the fuck out of this video. I don't want you here. I don't need stupid, pathetic fucking people that don't understand turn-based RPGs and don't understand the history and the fucking gold lore of it. Okay? The reason turn-based RPGs still exist is because it gives more room for the developers to tell a story, you idiot. Okay? Seriously. Oh, but it's not like they can't do that with action. Of course they can. Of course they can. They can still do that with action. But guess what? They're still handcuffed. They're handcuffed. Why? It's because they have to make the gameplay suitable to what the story is going to. And sometimes turn-based RPGs do that. And it works. But sometimes with action RPGs, it doesn't work. Why it doesn't work? Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. Why it doesn't work? Because it just doesn't. I'm sure there's a game that points out that it does, but from one compared to millions of them, come on, man. Come on, man. Seriously, there could be one great action RPG game that is literally paying homage to turn-based RPGs, and no one hasn't seen it because everyone just looks at it and be like, "Oh, why is this? Why is it like this?" But yet you see the action turn-based part and be like, why has no one never discussed this? It's because of your piece of shit fucking mindset. Maybe you should change your mindset and maybe people can actually change what the fuck they give a fuck about turn-based right here. I'll put this video on soon. But I want to get this discussion right now, man. Seriously. If you hate turn-based RPGs, you hate playing Uno, you hate playing cards, you hate playing chess, and you hate waiting in line. I mean, I hate waiting in line in general, but you wait in line also, right? To wait for your turn? To get money from the bank? Or wait inside a fucking shopping cart? You know, for you to, I don't know, pay for your food? Even if it is a self-checkout, you might have to wait anyways. Because someone else is probably using it. You see? Waiting. You guys will wait in real life, but you guys won't wait in your video games. You're lazy. You're lazy. You're lazy as fuck. And you're a cattle. You rather be in line and you won't say shit of standing and waiting in line, but you will say shit of playing a turn-based RPG. You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass and you're an idiot. And you don't deserve the air I breathe. You don't. You don't deserve the air I breathe and you deserve to fucking be dropped down a peg. You do. Come to my house and I'll drop you down a peg, to be quite honest with you. Because you can't strategize for shit. I guarantee you if I fight you, you won't strategize. You just panic. Me, I'm already thinking 10 times of strategies of how to take you out. Okay? So don't fuck with me with this shit. That's why I love fucking turn-based RPGs. Alright? That's why a lot of people are scared of people that do play turn-based RPGs. Because they can strategize faster than a normal fucking average Joe. I can fucking strategize faster than fucking you right now. The ones that don't play fucking turn-based RPGs. Alright? If you play one turn-based RPG in your life, at least you can strategize. Alright? Alright? That's why I like the original Final Fantasy for the NES. Yes, I know it has flaws, but you know why I like the original Final Fantasy for the NES? Because you don't have to press A, and then automatically your characters have to auto-attack your the enemies. You have to get engaged with the combat to make sure each character is hitting the specific monster you need to hit, or else it'll just become ineffective and they're just hitting the air. I like that shit because it's making you more engaging to the combat. Not like other games nowadays, you just pressing do. I'm replaying Final Fantasy 1 on the Game Boy Advance, and it doesn't have that feature. All you do is just press X or A and they just auto battle, which is fine. It's still a nice addition, but you could have changed that. You could still have the player pick, be engaged with the battle. You could still have the character still be engaged with the battle in the Final Fantasy 1 remakes. Have your character pick the monster that they have to do, and say for example they got killed off, and then the person that's supposed to attack them is not there. You won't get ineffective. It just moves on to the next regularly, like we get already. But still, we should still get that moment of you just pressing the A button and mindless just playing. No, we should not have that at all. Still, we shouldn't, because that's another form of obviously auto battle. So just put the auto battle there too. The reason I would say to keep the auto battle is because if you see a monster that you fought before, just fly through it, and that's fine. It's the same thing when obviously you're playing the original Final Fantasy. If you're fighting a monster, you could just press X, but you could just use auto battle. That's why I like Dragon Quest. In Dragon Quest, if you're fighting an enemy again, you just be like, go through it, auto battle. All right, fine. Oh, this is a new monster I need to do. All right, let me learn how he fights. Let me learn how to strategize and everything like that. So that way I don't have to. Oh, I don't know. So that way I don't have to think about it when I'm pressing auto battle and be like, how did this computer defeat this enemy? I'm seeing what they're using, but I'm so confused. If you're still confused while the game is still playing itself, then you should not be playing turn-based RPGs to begin with. People play turn-based RPGs for the story and they just press auto battle. Are you stupid? Are you high? Are you high? Then why'd you buy the game for? If you want to know the story, look at it on YouTube. Why you buy the game? You're supposed to be playing the game, not letting the game play by itself. Keyword, Final Fantasy fucking 15. When you're just holding a button and then playing it by itself. And yeah, you're going to have people complain about that shit too, right? Right? But yeah, there was tons of YouTube videos explaining it when Final Fantasy 15 came out. But all of a sudden, you don't want to complain about that now. All of a sudden, you want to complain about something else now. Oh, let's complain about turn-based. Yeah. That's the shit that I have a problem with fucking goddamn people. Alright? That's why I'm not a people person at all. Thank goodness. Alright? I don't give a fuck what no one says about me. Seriously. I could be, for crying out loud, man. Shout out to Harry Potter more, to be quite honest. Because I looked up something of what my wand would have been in Harry Potter. And the specific of how the wand is resonates with me like a motherfucker. Because it literally says, hey, the reason this wand is with you is because you walk into a room and people immediately just want to fuck with you. And guess what? That's true. You guys know, if you guys been on my channel for years, you guys know, people that have watched my videos for years know that I have literally explained to myself that I walk into a door and people just immediately want to hate me. For no reason. I did nothing to them. I just walked into a room, being myself. They either want to talk shit or hate me. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why, because I'm the most powerful motherfucker ever to exist. Alright? And if you don't believe that for yourself, then you know what? You're in denial and you hate yourself. You need to love yourself, alright? So any of these people talking shit to you, fuck them. They don't deserve the air you breathe. Alright? Same thing with these people that can't fucking goddamn strategize to save their fucking life. If you were taken to war the next day, will you start strategizing or will you panic? You will fucking panic because you don't know how to strategize. You don't know how to strategize. You don't know how to strategize. You don't. And I pointed this out plenty of times and so many people agreed with me. So why are you disagreeing with me? Oh, because what? Your little daddy, your little mommy will pay you off out of that war? Or anything else? You just want the whole gaming industry to revolve around you and to fit your narrative of what you want. And it's not going to be like that. Because there's different types of gamers and different types of gameplay styles that gamers want to play. Sometimes I want to play a fighting game. Do we need to change the fighting games now? To what? To what? To make it more suitable for you? Yeah, let's make fighting games action RPGs. Yeah, let's make Tekken like that. Forget about, how Tekken is, full flight and all that. Forget about that. Let's just make it open world. Oh, that sounds great. Yeah. What's wrong with you? I just said that every game should not be the same. Yet you want every game to be the same. No, I don't want Tekken to be an open world game. I want Tekken to know what it is. Tekken knows what it is. It's a fighting game. So is Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest knows what it is. It's a turn-based classic RPG game. That hasn't changed. It has evolved. Final Fantasy doesn't know what it is. It hasn't changed or evolved. It literally has changed to the fact that it doesn't know what it is anymore. It's a midlife crisis. Okay? When the guy that's making Final Fantasy 14 has literally said that the company itself is obsessed with graphics, that tells you something. That tells you something. How come we can't get the graphics what we see in Final Fantasy 9 from the PlayStation 1? Those graphics still hold up. They do. They still hold up. So why we can't get a game like that? Huh? It would give... at least you would have more space to make an open world game. You see, you guys are trying to make excuses for this company. Stop making excuses. Stop making fucking excuses. When we can get games like Indivisible, perfectly fine like that. And Indivisible is not an open world, but look at the art style of that. You telling me there's no Final Fantasy game that can't have that art style? Because, oh, it's too much for you? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. And don't tell me that Final Fantasy, oh, that's unrealistic. Then Cloud should not have a Buster Sword and flying around. And Sephiroth should not have a fucking goddamn scythe like that. I'm sorry. If you... Sorry, not sorry. You can't be like, oh, that's unrealistic. Turn-based is unrealistic. Then Cloud should not have a Buster Sword. You idiots. Cloud should not have a Buster Sword. If you're talking about, oh, turn-based is not realistic, then Cloud should not have a Buster Sword. And they should not be doing magic. Is there something you want to tell me? Is there something you want to tell me that you know that I don't? If not, then shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Turn-based RPGs are not for you, so move the fuck on and have everyone else that loves it enjoy it. Stop telling Square Enix, oh, make Dragon Quest XII turn-based. I mean, action-based. So your sorry ass can play it. That makes no fucking sense. That makes no fucking sense. That's like me going to the developers that made Elden Ring and tell them to make a turn-based RPG. Make it turn-based. That's like literally me saying that. Or telling Rockstar, make GTA turn-based. Because, you know, it doesn't suitable with my gameplay style. That makes no fucking goddamn sense. Everyone would have told me, well, it's just not for you. Play a different game that has that style. But once I tell you it, it's a fucking problem for you. It's a problem. The internet can't fucking goddamn take it. We're too fucking goddamn bad. You're a fucking child and needs to grow the fuck up. You need to grow the fuck up. Seriously. Grow the fuck up. And all these developers that want to cater to your fucking stupid ass are gonna die off. They're gonna die off. Because they're not paying attention to the hardcore fans that make them what they are. And it's fucking disrespectful of literally catering to an audience that doesn't give a fuck about you. And you're catering to people that don't care about Final Fantasy. Do you care about Final Fantasy? If you cared about Final Fantasy, you would have played the originals. And at least one of them, at least. Final Fantasy 4, the original 7, the 6, or 9. You would appreciate the turn-based combat. But you don't want to. You don't want to play those games. Because it's too... You think it's outdated. You think it's archaic or some shit like that. It's not outdated. Okay? Some of them might be slow or something like that. And that's fine. That's just how it was when it came out at that time. But now, when Square Enix was re-releasing these games, like Final Fantasy IX, you can fast forward through the gameplay. That's too hard for you too? It sounds like you just want to get rid of turn-based RPGs in general. And I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. As long as there's gamers, and as long as I'm around, and color people around, there will always be turn-based. Oh, what does that have to do with anything? That's a little side thing from enlightenment stuff. You don't. People that are watching this video, some people might care, but other people will not. That's the majority of the people that watch this video. They won't give a fuck. They won't give a fuck. It's the same thing with the story of Jesus. You guys didn't give a fuck about him. You hanged him on a cross. So why the fuck should he come back? If I was hanged on the cross, I definitely would have come back for you, fucking sorry ass. Fuck you. Shit. Especially for the people that are religious. Fuck you. You're the same people that fucking hanged me on the fucking goddamn wall. Fucking didn't believe me in the first place. The hell? So, seriously. So, I'm going to press this right now and listen to what this guy has to say. Listen. Because if you're not listening, you should be out of this video by now. Alright? And I don't want to deal with your fucking sorry ass because you're a pathetic piece of shit that doesn't deserve the air I breathe. You deserve to fucking goddamn die. Right next to a fucking goddamn pedophile. Yep, I said it. I fucking said it. You got a problem with me with that? Then come to my house. Come to my fucking goddamn house. Because you won't. Because that's how much you a pussy you all. And you don't have a fucking goddamn bone to strategize to even come to at me. Literally. Now I mean these fucking FBI people have a fucking goddamn strategize to come after me. You fucking suck. Alright? Seriously. Oh yeah, and that's true. They did came to my house. And they were pussies. They were fucking pussies.
Are turn-based RPGs dying? No. At least I don't think so anyway. But
right.
Things are changing. And not all of them are changing for the better. When turn-based RPGs first started off back in the tabletop RPG days of chainmail, which have been...
Listen to this shit. I'm gonna put the ball in the mud. But listen to this shit. You know, educate yourselves.
Actually came Dungeons and Dragons, and then the future iterations of that, and the various evolutions from there. People took turns while simulating combat because of the dice rolls and attack and damage rolls and calculations that took some time to figure out. At this point, taking turns was necessary. This was where a certain split sort of dissected players into two different categories. Those who thought it was a necessity, which then bred creativity, and those who thought it was a necessary evil.
The dumbasses!
The division back then was kind of a moot point because there was really no alternative. Eventually, though, pen and paper RPGs were translated to a digital medium. Early computer RPGs tended to translate that pen and paper experience, including the turn-based battle systems, only now players could act on behalf of each of the party members instead of having your friends do it. Then it happened. The hard and fast line that turn-based was a necessity blurred, at first a little and then a lot, with the introduction of games like Dragon Slayer from Falcom and Hydlide shortly thereafter. The action RPG genre was established and solidified. You didn't have to take turns anymore, but at the cost of being able to control the entire party of characters. Action RPGs and then turn-based RPGs split the role-playing game genre in twain, and whenever there's a split, there will be those who log one side out to the detriment of the other. Action RPGs and turn-based RPGs would evolve separately from then on and would grow to embrace different aspects of role-playing while eschewing others. Turn-based RPGs, with their ease of including large casts of characters, would often further embrace the storytelling and dramatic side of things, offering combat that could sometimes be equally contemplative. Fans of strategy RPGs and tactical RPGs like Tactics Ogre and Final Fantasy Tactics will assure you of that. Meanwhile, on the other side of the spectrum...
I want to say this one thing. So you want people that love Final Fantasy Tactics to just go into the RPG type of realm? People that love Final Fantasy Tactics will literally look at you and say, fuck you. Fuck you. I like this type of style. Stop telling me that my franchise of a game should be action-based. Fuck you. That's what I'm saying too. Fuck you for trying to do that to Dragon Quest. Fuck you. You're not a fan. You want everything to be the fucking goddamn same. Fuck you. It's not going to be that way. It's not. It's not going to be that way. Guarantee you, Dragon Quest 12 will be turn-based RPG, and you're going to suck it, and you're going to cry like a bitch that you are.
Action RPGs would include flashy and fast-paced skill-based combat. And when trying to appeal to a wider audience, the action RPGs definitely had an edge. Action RPG combat is a spectacle. It's fast. It's visceral. Turn-based RPGs are...
You see? Action RPGs is a spectacle. You see? That's it. It's a spectacle. That's all you guys care about. Spectacles. If you want to see a spectacle, watch Star Wars or the MCU. Okay? Seriously. Stop putting it in with Final Fantasy or other games that don't deserve it. The reason I mentioned it more with Final Fantasy is because, guys, Final Fantasy hasn't been the same ever since it got rid of turn-based. And ever since it got rid of what it used to be. Okay? I'm not saying that, if Final Fantasy VII Remake was turn-based, it would have been great. No, the story still sucks. You need to have a balance. You need to have good things. You need to have a story that complements the gameplay, but the gameplay that complements the story, también. You don't have to do it, but at least have something there that is gripping and can engage the player. But you don't have that with action RPGs. At least to my knowledge. Every action RPG that I played, wow, like, I played a lot of great action RPG games, but none of them don't engage me as much as turn-based. Why? It's because I'm focusing on the other characters. Instead of fighting, and I'm like, oh shit, I need to switch to this character. Okay, do. Okay, I need to switch to this character. Do. You see, this is the reason why Final Fantasy 13 didn't do that. But yet, you guys complained about it, and we got it in Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I hope you guys deserved it. You guys wanted it. There you go. Now it's a cluttered mess. It is. It's a cluttered mess. It's a cluttered mess. It is. It's a cluttered mess. It is. Don't say it isn't. It is. It is. Look at the gameplay. Look at the gameplay. And sometimes they still stand around like it's turn-based RPG sometimes. Have you noticed that? It sounds like to me Square did want it to make it turn-based, but then maybe the higher ups, or maybe what they heard from your sorry ass, they decided to make it action-based. Okay? Oh, but Nomura is a part of it, so the whole Kingdom Hearts stuff and everything, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. For kind of loud and what's it? And what is it? Encoded, there was a section in the Olympus Coliseum that you can literally play turn-based. That was the first time that Kingdom Hearts actually embraced turn-based RPG, and it worked great. When I saw that shit, I'm like, oh, Kingdom Hearts can actually do turn-based. Well. Really well. Instead of just fucking messing with the buttons and mashing and shit like that. Look, I love Kingdom Hearts, I do. But most of the time, you're just mashing the button and fighting. Well, yeah, that's how it is. I don't do that with turn-based RPGs. I might have a few characters fight one enemy, but I'm going to have my mages cast magic. It depends what party I have at the end of the day. If I have a thief, I'm going to have him steal. Okay? And that's the best thing too about turn-based. All your characters are going to do something all at the same time. It doesn't matter if it's ATB or not. At least after they're done with the gauge, they go. Alright, next person, done, they go. Next done, they go. That's what I love about the ATB system, también. But you guys want to complain about it. You guys think that it's too old. It's not old. It's not old. It's just you can't handle it. You can't handle it. And that's fine. It's not your type of gameplay style. But stop trying to tell people that, oh, stop trying to make fucking franchises to cater to your needs. Because you are fucking handicapped for some fucking reason to strategize. You're handicapped. You're a handicapped person. You are. If you can't strategize for shit, you're a handicapped person. Okay? You can't strategize for shit. I know people in wheelchairs that can strategize faster than you. Shit. And the thing is too, there's people out here that really can't go like this with games, guys. You guys know this. So why the fuck are you trying to get rid of the turn-based stuff? Turn-based is a good way for people that really have bad hands and shit like that. They could just go like this, move and look. I know someone. She's like a sister to me. She had a car accident not that long ago. Okay? And you know, she feels, you know, sometimes she feels it, sometimes she's not. But she can't play some games like she used to before. She can't play like fighting games anymore. Or she just can't play fighting games anymore, man. I think she can't even play like Bully, like GTA and stuff like that. She can't play that stuff anymore. So, you know what she likes to do? Play Sims. Sims is in a way like you picking options and everything like that. But when she told me that, when I heard that stuff, it caught me thinking like, people like her, they can play turn-based RPGs. It's probably not for her, and that's fine. But people that are all into turn-based RPGs and have like a disability or are injured, they can do that. And gamers that don't think about that are stupid. You're trying to get rid of something that other gamers are not going to play. And guess what? Here's a world full with action RPGs and no turn-based. Guess what? Everyone that's handicapped, that can't mash buttons, guess what? They can't play a game anymore. That's your fault now. That is your fault. Do you want that to happen? Do you want little Billy that can't mash buttons properly or can't mash buttons at all because broken fingers or just because he had an accident or something like that. There's a game that there could have been a game out there that he could just pick up and move the cursor and move the buttons and boom, he's playing. That's too much for you? It's not too much for Billy. Seriously. But it's too much for you. But it's perfect for Billy. Now he can strategize. Now he can think. See, this is the problem that I have with people. You don't like turn-based RPGs because it makes you think. You do realize that, right? Turn-based RPGs make you think. And it helps the brain. But you don't want that. You don't want a turn-based game to help you with your brain. You want everything to be a mush in your brain. And you want to be downgraded and be a dumbass. That's what you want. You want to be a dumbass. You want to mash buttons like you see in Final Fantasy 15 and hold a button and be like, I'm playing a game, look at me. I'm playing a game. Oh, yeah, I'm playing a game. This game is 10 out of 10, yeah. Meanwhile, little Billy is looking at you and saying, you're fucking stupid. I'm injured, I got into this and that, and you taking advantage of this franchise that doesn't give a fuck about you. And you don't give a fuck about it. So why are you going to it? Continuing on.
Oh, methodic and can be pretty hard to understand if you're not already familiar with the concept of hit points and attack turns. Newcomers to the genre are often frustrated because they're coming from video games where their goal of the game is to not get hurt, to now they're being presented with a game in which your characters just stand there and take turns getting hurt. It's kind of like the difference between chess and fencing. You can easily watch a round of fencing and keep up more or less with what's going on with minimal knowledge beforehand. And it could look pretty cool too, to watch a match of
fencing is kind of boring.
Chess, on the other hand, and appreciate the drama and really understand what's going on, you have to know what all of the pieces do, and what they are, and how they move. You might even have to be familiar with certain formations or patterns. But this doesn't make one inherently better or worse than the other.
Exactly.
So when it comes to attracting a new audience, action RPGs just sort of happen to have an edge.
Sadly.
You can make a better looking commercial out of the gameplay. You can show it off to a friend and they'll think it looks really cool.
But the thing is too, you could do that with turn-based. Look at the Persona games. You see the trailer from the combat, and when I first saw the Persona 5 trailer, I thought the combat was action RPG. But then people were like, no, it's turn-based. I'm like, it's turn-based? Holy shit. You see that fucking flame and all that special effects and shit like that? They made it look like it's action. You see what I'm talking about, guys? And in a way, they kind of did that with with Final Fantasy 13, when every time you attack, lightning is moving, doing all this stuff, ha-cha, ha-pa, and then shooting, pa-pa-pa. The developers trying to give that feel off of you actually playing an action RPG, even though you are playing a turn-based RPG. You see, guys, some of these developers are still catering to your fucking sorry ass, and you still don't bite the bullet, because you think that's stupid. So, you know what these developers do now? Cancel all that shit, forget about the turn-based, let's just, they want mindless button mashing, so let's bring the freaking, Devil May Cry gameplay. That's not Final Fantasy. That's Devil May Cry. See, you fucked up Final Fantasy. You fucked up Final Fantasy. People that love action RPGs fucked up Final Fantasy. That's just my opinion, and that's just the way I see it. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. That's your fault. That's literally your gamer's fault. I would have never discussed this shit if you guys didn't talk shit about turn-based RPGs. Okay? I would have never made this video if you guys decided to do your fucking homework on turn-based RPGs and get into it. I remember when I first got into turn-based RPGs, I didn't know about strategy or knew how the character should be in the formation of it. I didn't know that. It wasn't until I looked at some Let's Plays, or I researched, or it was trial and error for me. But people don't want to go through that. People just want to get through the game. See, this is the problem with today's society. This is the problem with gaming. You guys want to get through the game and then review it and then move on to the next game. Stop doing that shit. You're not having fun. You're not a gamer. Gamers take their times with this shit. Stop trying to act like you're a fucking an article person. You're not. All you YouTubers are not. I'm sorry, you're not. You're on YouTube. You're not an article person. You're not. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care if you these motherfuckers that talk about movies, was it John Campia and all that shit? I don't give a fuck if you're those people. Fuck those people. You know what? Seriously, I spit those people in the face because fuck them. Seriously. And the people that hate fucking turn-based RPGs too, this is you. Seriously.
Game reviewers who aren't familiar with turn-based RPGs will give better scores to action RPGs because it's more accessible and it takes less time to appreciate what it has on offer.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys rather rush through a game than take your time with it. My God. It's a game. It is. It's a game. You're in this whole open world game, and what are you going to do? Rush through it. Are you stupid? You know how much you're missing? How much dialogue you're missing? How much lore you're missing? Oh yeah, play the original Final Fantasy VII and just skip the whole point when you can recruit Vincent and Yuffie. Huh? What? I didn't know that. Yeah, because you fucking skipped through it. You idiot. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about, man. You want to skip right through it and then not find out what's all the good shit, what's all the better lore that you could have gotten. And then enjoy the game a lot better. But you didn't. You rushed through the game and you wonder, well, some things are missing and this wasn't accurate. I'm like, yeah, because you didn't explore. In Dragon Quest V, this was a mistake for me. This was me as a player. But the game tells you it. Okay? The game in Dragon Quest V wants you to explore any nook and cranny while you're already outside of the map. Because at one point, the game tells you nowhere where to go. Because the game suspects you that you already traveled everywhere. I didn't do that. I had to look up a guide to make sure I was going the right way. But that was my fault. That was my fault for not exploring more of what the game had to offer me. Because I played other RPG games that were linear. Like Final Fantasy, for example. Final Fantasy opens little by little. And then you have this open world that you could go wherever you want. In Dragon Quest, sometimes, not all the times, especially in Dragon Quest V, once you hit the open world, yeah, there might be some areas that you can't go through, but there's still an area you can go through. The game wants you to go through there, and once you get through there, and the game tells you, oh, you should go here, then, or some NPC tells you, oh, there's something there, you'll be like, oh, wait, I know what that is. I explored. The game's not telling me where it is, but the NPC's telling me where it is. I know where that is. Holy shit. Stuff like that. Stuff like that I'm talking about. And that's mostly the player's fault. Because if they don't go out of their way to do it, then they won't know. Look, I just told you that it was my fault too. But when I figured that out, I didn't blame the game. I blamed myself. And I wasn't blaming the game either for trying to figure that out. Trying to be like, oh, how come the game didn't tell me? I didn't blame the game for it. I literally told myself, I probably missed something, you know? And I did. I really did. And that's the thing about some gamers. Some gamers do not take accountability for their fucking actions when they're playing these games. They want to blame the developers, or they want to blame... Actually, yeah, they want to blame the developers, tell them to fucking goddamn, change it, or update it, and then they update it, and then it's worse than it was before. That's why I like games back in the day that didn't come with updates and shit. It came the way it was done the way it made, and that's how the developers made it. Either intentional or unintentional. So you're gonna get that shit done. If it's beatable, then beat it, bitch. Alright? Seriously. Same people that complain with Final Fantasy 2. Man, you don't know how to play Final Fantasy 2. I'm playing through Final Fantasy 2, and already my health points are up to 100. That only took me like, not a half an hour? You don't know how to play Final Fantasy 2. The people that complain about Final Fantasy 2 don't know how to play Final Fantasy 2. You can grind the way you do normally in other RPG games. You'll be fine. Stop acting like you need to have fucking all your party members be fucking black mages or all your party members be white mages. You're making it grindy. You're making more grindy for yourself, you dumb idiot. That's why when people say hate, that's why when I see people that hate Final Fantasy 2, I'm like, oh yeah, you hate Final Fantasy 2 because you can't play it. You don't know how to play it. You suck. You suck at it. So don't say Final Fantasy 1 is great and then say Final Fantasy 2 sucks. No, you suck at it. That's what it is. You suck at it. You suck at playing Final Fantasy 2. Just admit it. You don't know how to play it. Okay? I know how to play Final Fantasy 2, and it's so fucking easy. But you don't know how to play it. So fuck off. Because you don't want to admit that. Because you don't want to admit to yourself that you suck as a gamer. It's too bad. Alright? I can admit that I suck as a gamer when it comes to Call of Duty. I suck at that shit. But if you hand me an RPG or a fighting game, I'll kick your ass. And I'll show you how to freaking play an turn-based RPG. And then you figure out, and then your brain will fucking crack and wonder how the fuck I did it. You think it's fucking magic or voodoo.
Because of this, in the early 2000s, video gaming magazines would often criticize turn-based RPGs for having turn-based mechanics.
Exactly.
Would infuriate readers like myself, who could obviously see what the game journalists of the time could not. And that is that turn-based RPG mechanics were not a necessary evil made no longer necessary. They were not an archaic vestigial appendage that should have been cast off long ago through evolutionary means of the series.
Right.
For some of us, those turn-based RPG mechanics are a feature, not a bug, and while an outsider's perspective can certainly be helpful in gauging a game's accessibility toward newcomers to the genre, it was absolutely irresponsibly disrespectful to fans of the genre and to the creators of those games. Video game journalists failed turn-based RPG fans and would-be RPG fans by poisoning the well for an entire generation of gamers against a perfectly enjoyable video game genre. One which I personally enjoyed above all others. They spun the narrative that turn-based RPGs were all clones of Final Fantasy, and of course...
That is bullshit. Anyone that says that, all these turn-based are clones of Final Fantasy, you're dumb. You are dumb. Then that tells me you haven't played any other fucking turn-based RPG games than Final Fantasy. Or you just saw clips of Final Fantasy, and then you saw other clips with other turn-based RPGs, and you thought it was the same. No, it's not. No, it's not. Is Persona? Is Persona the same gameplay like Pokemon? Okay then. So stop saying it's the same shit. Is Final Fantasy the same gameplay as Pokemon? Is Final Fantasy the same gameplay as Shin Megami? No, it's not. So stop saying that it is. You guys don't know what you're talking about. You really don't. You don't know what you're talking about. It's hilarious.
That was somehow a bad thing.
Right. And the thing is, too, there are all games out there that do pay homage to Final Fantasy gameplay. But not all of them do. Not all of them do. There's like, what, a handful that do and the rest don't. They do their own thing. Because they realize they need to stand out. If they don't stand out, they will fail. Okay? That's why the gameplay stand out. And I love that. I love when turn-based RPGs can stand out from the crowd. Okay? Sometimes turn-based RPGs they don't have to do that. Sometimes they just want to tell a story with good characters, good music, good world building. Alright? And even that people don't want. Even that people want that to be spoon-fed to them. If not, oh, it's lazy. Oh, it's lazy that you need to find the lore yourself? That's lazy? That's lazy. That's lazy. You're lazy. You are lazy. You're lazy. You're fucking lazy.
And I took that personally.
Appreciating the strengths of what a turn-based RPG has to offer can require getting unironically invested in the story of the game, fully grasping the nuances of each entry introduces to its own spin on the action RPG battle system. The encounters and marketing teams apply pressure to the development teams to improve sales by pushing for more action-based elements. Executives will look at the numbers and agree that this is the direction that the corporation needs in order to continue producing successful AAA entries in their long-running franchise.
Ha! He's showing Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is true. Square.
And with the ability to switch between characters on the...
That's why when the Pixar remaster... That's why when the Pixar versions of Final Fantasy from 1 through 6 come out on the system, I'm buying them. I'm buying them. Because I want to show Square Enix that these games still have value, and these type of these type of gameplay styles still have fans and still has value. Okay? Maybe we'll make them think that maybe remaking Final Fantasy IX action-based is probably a bad thing. It is. It is. You remaking Final Fantasy IX that's paying homage to turn-based classics RPGs. That makes no sense if you make it action-based. That makes no sense! That makes no sense! At that point, you're not paying homage to the classic Final Fantasies. The fuck's wrong with you? Why remake Final Fantasy IX to begin with then? If you're just gonna make it action-based? It's a waste of time and money! And I won't buy it! Fuck you! I don't care if Vivi looks fucking amazing. I don't care if Zidane looks amazing. That just tells me that the open world is not open world. It's linear as fuck. Why is it Midgar open world? Oh, I know why. Because the graphics. They make the graphics so detailed. Cloud's hair and the fucking plants and the fucking skin textures on Cloud that they forgot to make it open world Midgar. Oh, they can't do it. Yes, they can. Stop making excuses for them, you dumb idiot. Alright? Going back to what I said. If you're making excuses for them, then guess what? Rockstar should not make an open world Grand Theft Auto game. And don't complain about that. What you complain about that, but you agree with not having an open world Final Fantasy game. Where's the standards for you? Where does the line cross for you? It doesn't cross nowhere. Because that's how I know you're trying to put an agenda that's how I know you're trying to change an agenda. I mean, trying to put an agenda, but also change the fact of how this game is. That's why it's fucking Square Enix caters to your fucking sorry ass. And that's why Square Enix might get bought from another company because of your stupid ass. Congratulations. Congratulations. Square Enix is going down under because of you. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy. Don't tell me Final Fantasy VII Remake did successfully when you hear rumors of Square Enix buying it out, and then all of a sudden Square Enix is releasing all these old games, just remastering them. Why are they doing that? If Final Fantasy VII Remake did so well, why are they doing this? Why are they doing it? We all know Final Fantasy VII makes them a lot of money, but now it's not. They know that Final Fantasy VII doesn't make the money anymore because people are tired of their bullshit. So don't tell me and come with me with that bullshit. Alright? You don't want the fucking smoke or fire, bitch, because I will burn you and kill you, basically, with that smoke and fire. Don't come with me with that shit. Don't come with me with that shit. Okay? You're fucking naive if you think that shit's not true.
Fly in modern action RPGs, the ability to tell grand stories centering around a party of interesting characters is no longer the exclusive realm of turn-based RPGs.
You heard that? You heard that? Good character development, good storytelling, and good structure of an open world. That doesn't cut it anymore. And it doesn't cut it for you too. That's why you want Dragon Quest 12, to be action-based, to be lazy. You want Dragon Quest 11 to be lazy. But guess what? The people that are behind Dragon Quest are not lazy. They have never been lazy ever since they made this series. Alright? So fuck you. Let me put this again so you can fucking hear it better, you little trumps.
To continue producing successful AAA entries in their long-running franchises, and with the ability to switch between characters on the fly in modern action RPGs, the ability to tell grand stories centering around a party of interesting characters is no longer the exclusive realm of turn-based RPGs. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy XV, Final Fantasy XVI are all action RPGs. Final Fantasy XIV, the highest grossing RPG of Square Enix's right now, is also not really turn-based. No. And Pokemon is experimenting with action like in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Things are certainly changing, and it's easy to feel the doom and gloom of the situation. But I don't think that turn-based is dead. Right. Yakuza, Like a Dragon, the latest title in a long-running series, has embraced turn-based mechanics and was a huge success for the series. Once underground niche RPG franchises are starting to gain newfound traction and adoration in the West, such as the Trails series, as Final Fantasy has been losing its relevance in the West.
Yeah, it has. You see? Final Fantasy is not big in the West anymore. It was big when it was turn-based. Now it's not. Who gives a fuck about Final Fantasy now? It's all about Dragon Quest and Shin Megami and Persona, man. It is. It's about those games now. Those games are the king. Final Fantasy is not the king anymore. Dragon Quest has always been the godfather. Alright, you better kiss that ring. Seriously, if you don't kiss that ring, you will get the boot. I will stomp you. I will stomp you like they did to this guy. Seriously, I can't breathe. Oh, I make sure you can't breathe. Was it irrelevant in the content of popular turn-based RPGs?
Persona and Shin Megami Tensei are continuing to gain traction. The
Yes.
indie turn-based RPG scene is absolutely flourishing, where it seems like a lot of really exciting new turn-based RPGs are coming out each and every year.
Yes.
And even from Square Enix, we're continuing to see them put out solid turn-based content with triangle strategy just around the corner. Pokemon, for
It's not my thing. I won't buy that because I'm not a what is it? I'm not that type of person that plays tactic RPGs. I mean, I played one before and I don't mind it, but it's not for me. I like more of a turn-based with ATB or just regular turn-based like Final Fantasy 1, you know, or Dragon Quest. So
all of its stubborn...
But still, it's not like Square Enix is not doing it. But if someone told me, oh, play those games, I'm like, I'm not playing those games. I'm asking to put it in Final Fantasy. You idiot.
Game design and storytelling tropes is refusing to fix what ain't broken
Thank you.
in their mainline entries, which are, of course, decidedly turn-based. Furthermore, Final Fantasy has been flirting with the line of introducing action into their turn-based battle systems since as far back as the introduction of the ATB in the Super Nintendo. It's easy to trace the current direction of Final Fantasy all the way back to Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI. Things are changing, but they've always been changing, and love it or hate it, turn-based combat is here to stay.
Thank
Just
you.
the same way that platformers will always have jumping mechanics. Their popularity will wax and wane over time with the trends as they come and go.
Yes.
In the same way that the love of thoughtful and methodic challenging gameplay has allowed chess to endure through the ages, so too will it allow turn-based RPGs to remain a staple of the industry, so long as we are willing to continue financially supporting the developers who make them.
Thank
I'm
you.
Super Derek, and I make thoughtful and thought-provoking videos for gamers who love RPGs, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day, everyone.
And this is the TheSkullKlown signing off. Have a good day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if you hate turn-based RPGs, well, you know what? You're just not a gamer. Or maybe it's just not for you to begin with. So play another fucking goddamn game. Like a mindless zombie fucking piece of shit game that doesn't want you to strategize or pay attention or doesn't make your brain grow. You know, you want to play a game that grinds your brain. No, I want to play a game that helps my brain. That makes me think. I like games like that. But you don't. So, too bad.